Hello and welcome to our video today about Scrum, taking lessons from Spotify and giving some guidelines as to how you can apply this in your life or business. In this video, we'll go over the history of Scrum, looking at how it was created. Then, we'll explain Scrum and how it helped turn Spotify into the giant in the streaming industry it is today. Afterwards, we'll talk about some of the trade-offs and finally wrap up with some expert opinions. Scrum is an agile framework for software development and project management. The name Scrum was borrowed from the term used in rugby to describe a formation of players coming together as a team. The use of the term in software development was first introduced in a 1986 paper titled The New Product Development Game by Hirotaka Takeuchi and Ikujiro Nanaka. Over the years, the Scrum framework has been formalized and described in further detail, with the Scrum Alliance, a professional association for Scrum, being formed in 2001 to certify thousands of people worldwide as certified Scrum professionals. Scrum remains one of the most popular Agile frameworks being used by organizations worldwide. But how does it work? A Scrum team is a group of individuals, typically between 5 and 9 members, who work together to deliver the required product increments. The Scrum framework emphasizes the importance of high levels of communication among team members to ensure that the team can follow a common goal, adhere to the same norms and rules, show respect to each other. Scrum teams have 3 specific roles. The product owner represents the stakeholders and is responsible for maximizing the value of the product resulting from the work of the development team. The development team is responsible for delivering potentially releasable product increments. The Scrum Master is responsible for ensuring Scrum is understood and enacted. They are the enforcer of rules and help everyone understand Scrum theory, practices, rules, and values. These 3 roles work together to ensure the success of the project and the delivery of the final product. A sprint is the basic unit of development. The length of a sprint is agreed and fixed in advance, usually between 1 week and 1 month, with 2 weeks being the most common. During a sprint, daily meetings are held to discuss the progress of the project and any difficulties faced by team members while implementing it. The outcome of a sprint is a deliverable with some increments. The Scrum methodology is used for projects that have many requirements or fast-changing requirements, such as web technology development or the development of a new product for the market. Each sprint starts with a sprint planning event, where a sprint goal is defined, and priorities for the upcoming sprint are chosen from the backlog. Each sprint also ends with 2 events. A sprint review, where the progress of the sprint is shown to stakeholders to elicit their feedback. A sprint retrospective, where the team identifies lessons and improvements for the next sprints. Scrum emphasizes producing valuable, actionable output at the end of each sprint that brings the developed product closer to market success. With Scrum, tasks are prioritized by order of importance, and this usually means that tasks to be completed first will probably affect return on investment the most. By releasing done chunks of prioritized work in a sprint, portions of your product are on the market faster than in traditional projects where completed work is released in total at the end of the project. Pair programming is a technique in Scrum in which 2 developers work together on the same code at the same time, one typing and the other providing guidance and suggestions. This helps to improve the quality of the code and leads to faster completion time. Spotify is a Swedish audio streaming and media services provider founded on April 23, 2006. It is one of the largest music streaming service providers, with over 456 million monthly active users, including 195 million paying subscribers as of September 2022. It offers digital copyright-restricted recorded music and podcasts, including more than 82 million songs from record labels and media companies, and it's a freemium service, with ad-supported free version and a paid version that offers additional features like offline listening and commercial-free listening. Spotify uses an agile development methodology called Scrum, in which the basic unit of development is the squad. A squad is similar to a Scrum team and is designed to function as a mini startup with all the skills and tools necessary to design, develop, test, and release to production. The squads are self-organizing, and they decide their own way of working. Some use Scrum sprints, some use Kanban, and some use a mix of both. Each squad has a long-term mission and is encouraged to apply lean startup principles such as MVP, minimum viable product, and validated learning. The product owners are responsible for prioritizing the work to be done by the team, but not involved in how they do their work. Agile coaches help the squads evolve and improve their way of working. The organization also conducts a quarterly survey to focus on improvement efforts and find out what kind of organizational support is needed. A tribe in Spotify is a collection of squads that work in related areas such as the music player or back-end infrastructure. The tribe can be seen as an incubator for the squad mini-startups, and they have a fair degree of freedom and autonomy. Each tribe has a tribe lead who is responsible for providing the best possible habitat for the squads within that tribe. The squads in a tribe are all physically located in the same office, normally right next to each other, and the lounge areas nearby promote collaboration between the squads. The size of a tribe is determined by the Dunbar number, which states that most people cannot maintain social relationships with more than 100 people. When groups get too big, it leads to restrictive rules, bureaucracy, politics, extra layers of management, and other waste. So, tribes are designed to be smaller than 100 people. However, if individuals or teams work in isolation, they may be missing out on opportunities to share knowledge and create tools for the benefit of all, i.e., a loss of economies of scale. To address this, Spotify has implemented chapters and guilds as a way to keep the company together and provide some economies of scale without sacrificing too much autonomy. The chapter is a small family of people with similar skills working within the same general competency area and within the same tribe, while guilds are cross-organizational groups of people with similar skills or areas of expertise. The Spotify model presents several advantages such as flexibility, autonomy, and continuous improvement. Flexibility is achieved through the use of Scrum, which allows squads to decide on their own way of working, meaning they can choose the best method of development for their specific goals and projects. Autonomy is also encouraged in the Spotify model, as squads are encouraged to work autonomously with direct contact with stakeholders, which can lead to greater ownership and accountability. Continuous improvement is also a key component of the Spotify model, as through the use of retrospectives and surveys, it encourages continuous improvement, which can lead to better processes, products, and overall performance. However, the Spotify model also presents certain disadvantages such as uneven distribution of chapter members and risk of system architecture getting messed up. One of the disadvantages is that chapter members are not evenly distributed across squads, which can lead to some squads having more web developers than others. This can result in imbalances in skills and resources across the different squads. Another disadvantage is the risk of the architecture of a system getting messed up if nobody focuses on the integrity of the system as a whole. This can lead to problems in the future when trying to integrate or maintain the system. Additionally, there's a healthy tension between the role of the product owner and the chapter lead, which could potentially lead to conflicts if not handled properly. Spotify is a rapidly growing company that has been able to dominate its industry. As a result of this rapid growth, the company has had to find a way to manage its increased size, which led to the introduction of the Spotify model, which includes squads, tribes, chapters, and guilds. This model is still relatively new, but according to employee feedback, it is working well and providing a framework for continued growth. Additionally, employee satisfaction has been consistently high. In conclusion, Scrum is an agile framework that emphasizes the importance of high levels of communication among team members to achieve a common goal, adhere to the same norms and rules, and show respect to one another. It includes specific roles such as product owner, development team, and Scrum Master, and uses sprints as the basic unit of development. The Scrum methodology is used for projects that have many requirements or fast-changing requirements, such as web technology development or the development of a new product for the market. The Scrum methodology is beneficial for maximizing return on investment and for faster release of a usable product. Spotify, a leading music streaming service provider, is one example of a company that has implemented Scrum successfully, using self-organizing squads and encouraging the application of lean startup principles. Scrum is a powerful Agile framework that can be used by any team looking to produce a high-quality end product. Whether you're working on a software development project, creating a marketing campaign, building a website, or even managing an engineering project, Scrum provides a clear, structured approach that will help you achieve your goals. With its emphasis on flexibility, collaboration, and continuous improvement, Scrum is the perfect choice for any team looking to achieve great results. By using Scrum, teams can plan, execute, and deliver an end product in a most efficient way by setting sprints, having daily meetings, and adapting to change easily. With Scrum, teams can deliver valuable output much faster than traditional approaches, and with a much better quality, making the end user or the customer satisfied. Scrum is a flexible framework and is widely used across many industries, so if you're ready to take your team's performance to the next level, give Scrum a try. Want to learn more? Look in our description at our sources for extended reading. If you liked this video, please give us a like and subscribe. If you have any comments or suggestions, please let us know. Thanks for watching.